Hey y'all, happy Monday. Welcome to WWT Live. Are you feeling Ucey? Because I am. Keep it locked for all the news coming up next.
Hey guys, how are y'all? It's your girl Aliyah Capri, better known as __ Lexini, and you are watching Women's Wrestling Talk.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What's up, y'all? TK Trinidad here. Welcome and happy Monday. And I guess my dog wants to say happy Monday too. We have so much to get through, pay-per-views and all the things, but I am not alone. She comes with her honey pot predictions I think 2 or 3 times a week, but you can catch her on SmackDown, giving the SmackDown with all her commentary.
Me, WWT, Wrestling with Honey with
Honey pot predictions. Hey,
Buzz,
how are you doing?
Buzz. The busy bee is out for the day. Let's go. Happy Monday. I'm doing all right.
Happy Monday. I'm looking, because I know it's here.
Oh.
I think it's here. Where is it? I think this is it. Let's see.
It's Councilman Will Ferrell of Strattonville.
I don't know. Is this I'm looking for Dion's clip. I can never find it. I don't know if it's just like
where is it?
That's what I'm saying.
Huh. Somebody deleted it.
See, all right, Dion, that's not me, because I'm only here 1 day a week. But Dion's with us. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get on today. I don't know any of the topics. I just came right from work, plugged in a new camera, and ready to go. But I saw the Steiner clip. That Steiner clip can be my new one if you can't find mine. Let that roll one more time.
Okay, let's people are like, what Steiner clip are you talking about?
Oh, would you look at wait. Unfortunately.
It's just so good.
That's what Dion's gonna do to the person who deleted his clip, because it was not me. I could never find the clip. But last but not least, the greatest, we call him Hollywood G, amongst other names in these parts.
They're of WWT, and going forward, the Professor Gerard Bonner, #NXT Bonnerfied.
What's up, Hollywood G?
Hey, what other names are we calling me? And we still need the
Teflon G, Professor. I'm sure. Oh, my Bonner.
Oh, what?
Oh boy, that could be a wee bit controversial if people have no context for that one.
I'm just saying. That's cousin
Good
Rod should be
Lord.
added to the Whistle Crew chat.
See, and cousin Ron is like, wait, what? See, this is how rumors get started.
Google or search for somebody named Sarah the Rebel and ask her.
Lord. No, that's probably not going to help my cause right now. It's not going to help my cause. It really isn't. Oh boy.
You're here.
So I do wonder, given all of the stories we have from this Bahamas trip, should we commit to telling perhaps one reasonable story per week?
I don't even know if there's a reasonable one. I was telling.
Okay,
so
well,
for you guys
we'll
who
move on.
Yeah, I mean, you probably be the better judge of it. So for you guys who are wondering what is going on, or what we're talking about, we just came back from the Bahamas. Professor and I were the commentary team for ACW. So shout out to ACW, who is our main sponsor for WWT. If you were following, in particular, my social media, I was documenting it. But that was literally 10% of what happened behind the scenes that didn't make the cut, due to, incriminating things to people. So I don't know what story. I mean, but you reminded me about the whole J thing. So I don't know. There might be a story that I don't remember.
Oh Lord. Well, let me tell a very safe story. Okay. A very safe story is that 365 days ago to the day, I began my voyage with All Caribbean Wrestling. It was my first show with All Caribbean in Montego Bay, Jamaica. It was called Mo Bay Bash. and I got to work alongside Caprice Coleman for that show. And that particular night, Cassandra Golden won the FEW Flares Championship, defeating Maserati. And she is still FEW Flares champion a whole year later. A very fun memory that really began a wonderful journey with my friends at All Caribbean Wrestling. So shout out to JB Cool. Shout out to Caprice Coleman, the entire team over at All Caribbean Wrestling. A year ago today began my journey with them, and some amazing things have happened ever since then, including TK and I now being the commentary team.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? We had no idea
I
a
had
year
no
ago.
idea. I had no idea. I didn't have any idea 6 months ago. So, you know.
That's true too.
Here we are.
Here we go.
But I do also want to shout out our new I don't want to say partner. If you can't get enough of WWT, there's other places you can watch us, and that is going to be on Millions. So you can go to millions.com, search WWT or Women's Wrestling Talk, and you can see us there as well. So we just been added to their streaming platform. So we're going to be doing some shows with them as well. So shout out to Millions for this, another one of the beautiful partnerships that's going to be happening. And Honey
awesome.
is back. And yes, R.I.P. Quincy Jones.
We are the world.
Mm-hmm.
We could take the whole show to talk about Quincy Jones.
Literally.
Netflix has a documentary on We Are the World.
Yes.
If you have not watched it,
yeah,
it's amazing.
You should watch it. And you should also watch his documentary that came out, I believe, 2 years ago, two or 3 years ago, on Quincy Jones, where I feel like none of us are going to stay here forever. And I feel like he knew, and it was a very good insight of everything that was like happening.
Yeah.
Or his life, I should say.
It's pretty brilliant. You guys have to go back and check it out for sure. It's really, really good. But certainly our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Talk about living life well. Good Lord. I mean, he left no stone unturned. Just an amazing, amazing life for sure. So
very few people who've lived that could say they've worked with Frank Sinatra and Michael Jackson and all the rest.
And Jacob Collier. Like he's just insane.
And started Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince.
If that didn't happen, imagine where we'll
I mean, think about this. He started Fresh Prince. He gave us Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad.
And Vibe Magazine. Which I didn't know.
After that.
Vibe Magazine. He gave us the theme song to Oprah. He gave us The Color Purple, the movie that is. I mean, like this man was everywhere. He was everywhere.
Literally
everywhere. It's incredible.
With that being said, speaking of everywhere, where do we want to start? Do we want to do local? Do we want to do Saudi Arabia? What do we want to do?
It probably makes sense to start in Saudi Arabia, since that's where the bulk of the world was paying attention this weekend. So we had the Crown Jewel PLE this weekend. A lot of things happened. For one, I believe it is the most female-filled Saudi PLE in WWE history. That is amazing. So shout out to everybody involved there. Shout out to Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, who retained as the women's tag team champions in what I thought was an absolute banger of a match. So we had that one. On the women's side, congratulations to Liv Morgan, who is the brand new women's Crown Jewel champion. We have a brand. He liked that apparently. Or she liked that. Sorry. We had Cody Rhodes, who became the men's Crown Jewel champion, defeating Gunther. And then the show started off in a way that we probably need to talk about.
Oh, yes.
The Bloodline versus the original Bloodline. And I don't think I had it pegged on my bingo card. Solo Sikoa pinning Roman Reigns clean in the middle of the ring.
Do we have to talk about that part?
We
Yeah,
do.
we do.
No, we definitely do. We definitely do. That would be the 7th world champion Solo has pinned.
What a stat. And consider this. Roman has had what? 3 matches this year? 4.
Yes,
4 matches.
4 matches.
I believe it was Rumble
And Rumble, yeah.
Mania,
SummerSlam.
Bad Blood, and this one. And he's lost 2 of them.
Oh, well, yeah, SummerSlam he lost.
I think the question, because I know, Professor, you have a question, but I think the question is, do you think by having this loss, they're making Roman a babyface? Is that kind of the reason behind this? Because you almost forget. It's kind of like you have somebody who, like you have a bully who's been beating you up for years, and all of a sudden the bully starts getting beaten up by somebody else. And then you start feeling sorry for the bully, and you're like, "Wait, this bully has been bullying me for years." Like, but I'm starting to feel sorry for Roman. And I want him back on top.
You're starting to feel sorry for Roman now after
Right,
everything
right.
he's been through.
Yeah, but he's been a bully though. This is what I'm saying. It's like at first I'm like, okay, well, bro, you
got bullied in April, if you ask me.
Yeah, but it's kind of one of those things where your dominance it's kind of like you got too much power, because he could have kept the family together. He didn't have to be such an a-hole, all the things. So it's like, okay, when it first started happening, it's like, okay, well, I mean, bro, this is what happens. But now it's just like, damn, I'm starting to feel sorry. Like, and I think that might be the game, their reasoning. Like they're trying to make him a babyface. Or what do you guys think? That was the question.
Yeah, it seems like he's on that path for babyface already. Like when he came back after Mania to a bloodline that he didn't know anymore, and another guy who had his Ulafala. So it's like he's being positioned as a babyface, but I'm hoping he doesn't go like. I'm hoping there's some gray area to him too, because I still like I still love the tribal chief act. I don't want him smacking Jay and Jimmy, but I want him to the point of like he's still a for lack of a better term, a badass as tribal chief. But I think he's been positioned as that just so we can have a bloodline to boo and a bloodline to cheer for in this one too.
I feel like this is all. This has been the whole plot of Roman Reigns, even going back years. This is all about redevelopment of the tribal chief, a different version of Roman Reigns that we're going to see all the time, because he is and has been the top guy holding it down. But ever since losing the title and now coming back, like you said, Dion, to a bloodline he doesn't know, this gives Roman Reigns another edge, because now Roman Reigns has nothing to lose, nothing to protect, nothing to hold down, no pressure, for the family or anything like that. Now he can just be the big dog and just come through opening cans of whoop ass, as Stone Cold would say. But I feel like this is just another way for WWE to reinvent and for us to revisit why we love Roman so much.
I hope that we don't revisit the big dog.
Not the big dog, but he's gone way beyond the big dog. He's been the top dog now, if you ask me. And now it's like we're at a point where he doesn't need a title anymore to be relevant. He never needed it to be relevant anyway.
Well, here's what's interesting, and I'm interested in watching how this is developing. But in a weird way, it kind of feels like Roman is almost taking a step back. Like, I don't know if he can ever be as powerful as he was that 4-year run. And so I'm interested to see how they build him in terms of having power, because at this point, it does feel like he's a tribal chief with no tribe. Think about this. The idea that in this 6-man tag, he and Jimmy came out together. Jay had his own entrance, and Jay's entrance was better than Roman's. The people responded to Jay, but it's the first time I've ever said to myself, is Jey Uso more popular than Roman Reigns?
Did you see Roman's face during that
Yeah.
too. Like it
I
was
was like,
The storytelling is beautiful. They know
It's
what
so
they're
good.
doing.
It's
I
so
mean,
good.
Jay told Roman, listen, there is not going to be a moment where I am subservient to you. We are
I'm equal.
equals.
No
So
more right hand man.
yeah, no more. So if we're equals, how does Roman become the tribal chief? We
Well,
can't have a tribal
that's-
chief if we're equals.
That's never going to be the case now.
You know, so you have that, you have the Sammy piece. What I am liking about this is there's so much being said that's not being said.
Right.
And that is what's making this exciting again. It's wild because even after Solo has pinned Roman, I still don't believe in Solo.
Yo, it's
I
no,
don't.
it's no shade.
He's even better though.
It's
Like
no
Professor,
shade
he's
though.
been
I
better.
feel you. I feel you.
I still so here's the Roman was such a dominating and believable tribal chief.
True.
Solo can't fill those shoes, and you've got all the players that are hardcore, but it still doesn't make Solo even. I mean, again, Solo pinned Roman clean.
I'm not intimidated by Solo.
Solo, not only am I not intimidated, but then afterwards he does an interview that says, "Who's the real tribal chief?" Why are you asking that question?
Because I thought you were. I thought you were. Sir.
You've
Like,
been telling me for 5 months that
Yep.
you're the real tribal chief.
And
you
we
got the
said it-
Ulafala. You pinned the tribal chief. And now you're asking the question on WW, who's the real tribe? That's why I don't believe you, Solo.
It is a rhetorical question.
No, it was not a
exactly,
rhetorical
TK.
question.
Yeah, that's
He
what I
was
thought.
looked in the
backstage
camera and
after he
asked.
won. He
And
looked
not for
at
nothing.
the camera.
And
said,
not for
"Who's the
nothing,
real-"
we've said this number of times on this show. Professor, you remember I've even said, I will acknowledge Jacob Fatu as a tribal chief before I acknowledge Solo. Put it that way.
I don't believe Solo.
So
This is what's making this interesting. I don't believe Solo. Roman's not as powerful as he used to be. Jay, quite frankly, could be the leader of that group. We don't really know where Sammy lies. Jimmy's just happy to have everybody back together. This is a wild group on this side.
Family.
Yeah.
the only factor that's not family is Sammy. So Sammy should mind his own damn business and worry about his friendship.
What are you talking about? Sammy
should worry about
like
his
the
friendship.
play cousin. Sammy's the play cousin
Nah,
that you didn't
man.
realize was
Not
the
no
play
more.
cousin until
Nope.
somebody
Not
said,
no-
"Oh, he
Sammy
really not your
cannot be
family."
trusted.
Jeez.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
Sheesh.
I'm not buying it.
It's got to take longer now. Like it came together too easy. Like it just came. The OG bloodline just came together way too easy.
There's
we got to have
something
some
else.
like chinks in that armor. You know, like they got to build up to Roman
They got to
actually
go
like
to war.
exactly like, and they got to get their stuff handled between them because it just so easy, too easy, really.
There was a spot where I thought that Sammy was going to kick Jay with that chair around his neck in the corner. When he looked at him in the corner, I thought I could have sworn that Sammy was going to pull something, but when he pulled the fake hug into the suplex, I was like, oh, okay, for now. But I got my eye on you, Sammy.
before we continue, Cindella's right. Our PR queen has entered.
From New Jersey, WWT resident AEW expert Courtney NJ11.
Yes. That's the time of tinsel pound. Oh, not the dolphin.
Dolphin, I get it. Okay.
I love it.
I love it.
Do you have any thoughts on Crown Jewel, in particular the bloodline and the Timu bloodline?
It is wild.
See, even
when I saw,
even
when I saw that match, it was crazy. And yeah, with Jay's entrance, he was more popular. Even if he went back to Backlash in France, his entrance was crazy. It was so loud, you couldn't even hear it. So even Roman had an expression, is Jay more popular than me? That's the question. And also Sammy, it does seem a little odd because he's not family, but he was in the bloodline. So that's also gonna be more questions and answers. And it's gonna be a war. It's gonna be a war happening. And I I just can't buy Solo as a tribal chief. I've been trying to as I can, but it's just like I just can't believe you.
I'm
Like,
trying to
how am I
tell
supposed
y'all.
to believe
I've been
you
trying to tell y'all
as you
this whole
say?
time. I tried to tell y'all this whole time.
Like,
Not my
I just
tribal chief.
can't.
Well, is there
This is
anything
how we
else?
acknowledge Solo.
Oh no.
No,
Is there
no.
anything else that you guys want to highlight from Crown Jewel that stood out to you guys?
I actually want to go. Oh, sorry, Professor.
Go ahead.
But I just
Go
want to
ahead.
hop in with Liv Morgan after she won, and she was very emotional after the post show, and she was talking about the arrest that she had a couple years ago, and she really got very emotional through the journey that she had and everything that led up to this day, holding the belt along with being the current women's champion. So, I just want to give kudos to Liv Morgan.
Shout out. Yeah. Like this mid Morgan conversation needs to stop. I'm telling people right now, like y'all are not gonna get away with that because she's gonna continue to outdo, everything that you thought she wouldn't or couldn't be. And if you watch the growth of Liv Morgan from the moment she stepped foot in NXT to now, she's exactly where she needs to be. She has turned into a diamond in the rough. Like she absolutely has been killing it all year, being part of one of the hottest storylines with Dirty Dom, getting that heat and just continuing to dominate with her world heavyweight championship. Like that's pretty awesome to see. And shout out Jersey girl. That's what's up.
Yes, she is. She's a Jersey girl.
Professor.
And go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but I was gonna go into a different match. But if we're still on this one, go, Professor, go.
Well, I was going to ask relative to the now that we've crowned the Crown Jewel champions and we had the ceremony for that, and the titles were enshrined now in the WWE experience at Saudi Arabia, and we have we've seen the championship rings that were handed out. How do you think this Crown Jewel championship should be positioned among all things WWE? Does it really matter after Crown Jewel weekend?
That's a tough question.
I feel like how WWE was positioning it was kind of going to be like Money in the Bank or King and Queen, where it's a yearly thing. The belts are not necessarily up for grabs during that until Crown Jewel comes around again. So if it's in that case, then it makes it, because that's what I was thinking about until I read the article. If it's that case, then it makes it less messy. Because if you have those belts in play, then, there's a lot of moving parts. Like, can you divide it up? Does somebody now hold two belts? And if it's just one of those things where it happens once a year and that person is crowned for that year, then it works. And I think it's also what they might not be talking about is that was Saudi probably wanted that. Like they're like, this is great. We love everything, all the pay-per-views that are coming, but we want our own belts. And I think this might have been like the solution to that. Because I don't see Triple H doing that just without any purpose.
And now that they're going, and since being partnered up with TKO Group and like kind of like going more sports related, they kind of like created their own Super Bowl over there with Crown Jewel. So it's only right. I mean, because honestly, me personally, I couldn't see them carrying those big bulky belts the whole time. But you have a championship ring, kind of puts you in like a GOAT conversation. Like how many rings can you get in a row with Crown Jewel and stuff like that. So, what I like about it is that it's not going to be all the same. Because by next year, we're going to have different world heavyweight champions and undisputed champions, and somebody else is going to be going for the next year. Like I think that's something really cool, and it takes away from all the stuff that happened. Remember when they had, what was it? The greatest Rumble, or greatest Rumble, or even or even the Andre the Giant Battle Royal kind of thing. Like instead of it being an obvious thing, I guess they're trying to like make it harder for us to guess what the possibilities are, like, as far as the crowning and who's next in line to be the best of the best. So that it's unique. It's different. I'm here for it.
I'll jump in. But I had a question too. Like, how much longer do they have with their Saudi contract? Like, how many more years is left on that? Because I feel like we've been over for a while.
It feels like a while, but it started in 2018.
Man,
So
okay.
the contract was supposed to be like 10 years or something like that. So we have at least until 2028.
And that creates a spectacle every year for Crown Jewel, and that WWE experience, which is not over here yet, which I'm really upset about. But I think, like Honey said, make it like the Super. I think Courtney, you can say it too. Make it the Super Bowl for Saudi, and every year there's a championship. So every year to be like Cody Rhodes 2024 Crown Jewel champion or something like that. So it makes it more watchable now, because usually we thought these shows in Saudi were like the elf world of wrestling, where nothing really matters, but now they're sort of throwing more storylines in it, you know.
Not elf world.
Elf world.
I thought it was a good analogy, but
no, it was good. I just wasn't expecting it.
But that's what I thought it was. But now they're tying in storylines too. Now they have this champion versus champion thing, since we don't have champion versus champion in the brands anymore. So yeah, I like it. It makes me want to watch it a lot more.
It was. I think it was a really solid pay-per-view that they had over the weekend. I am envious of their WWE experience over there, because when they were showing clips of it, it was just so beautiful to watch. But this is really going to be an event that in their country is going to do, and the fans just go crazy when they go.
Big wrestling fans out there.
Yeah, they're huge wrestling fans, and seeing the fans really get into it, that's going to create a lot of attraction and attention. And also, by next year, we may have new champions when Crown Jewel comes around next year. So I'm excited to see how this is going to go moving forward. And this is pretty much their yearly Super Bowl over at Saudi Arabia.
Nah, not for nothing. Their security is different out there, because you had these kids. I don't know if you guys saw it, but every superstar that came out, there was these kids on the front row that were damn near about to dive over the barricade to get a handshake from somebody.
Reaching for
like,
Roman.
Where's security? Somebody get their kid. But no, but it was a good event. It was a really good event. The women definitely rocked it. Though. Cindy, I think she just said it, but that was definitely a match of the year contender for sure. It was good.
Professor?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they position all things Crown Jewel in the pantheon of WWE. Do they spend time talking about it 2 months from now? With this being in November, for instance, as we go to the road to WrestleMania, we got Survivor Series coming. We've got Royal Rumble coming in February. Where does the Crown Jewel Championship fit in there? In terms, is it just another accolade? And so I guess time will ultimately tell how that will fit into that. How it will play into the road to WrestleMania, if at all. Right? Like I don't know, but we'll see. I do know, Honey, you had another match you wanted to talk about.
Oh, well, I was gonna get into the ladies. I mean, I don't know. Did anybody even care about the United States one? I feel like that was obviously a given, right?
But I didn't think about it when I was watching it. I was like, maybe he'll lose, but I was like, he just got a new strap that says LA all over it. I was like, there's no way he's losing.
I personally was rooting for Carmelo Hayes, though.
I was too.
Yeah, my heart. There's times where I pick with my heart and my brain, and when I'm trying to think logically, mine went to Carmelo Hayes. My heart said LA Knight, but I was just like, I'm trying to be, neutral about this. I got to pick somebody, logically, and Carmelo was definitely the guy I thought was going to walk out with it.
I will say, relative to that match, LA Knight, kind of, I'm not all that excited about anymore. And I think it's because of him. I think his inclusion into that Game 7 match and him causing that match to be null and void did it for me. Like, there was no reason for him to disturb that match at all.
We are owed.
That That was a good match. That was a really good, solid match.
All of this work had been done since Money in the Bank. So this goes back to July that we've been invested in this series. And for it to end by way of the U.S. champion who's supposed to be a good guy because he just can't keep his temper or cool doesn't make it feel like he's much of a good guy to me. So, I'm good on LA Knight right now. I still want to see kind of an end to this feud between Carmelo and Andrade, and I think one of them deserved to be champion. But
absolutely,
let's talk about though the women's tag team match. I know we've been alluding to it for quite some time, but 4 tag teams, 8 women involved. Kind of what were your takeaways from that, honey?
8 incredible women. Like, my God, there were so many different highlight reels, and not for nothing, Io Sky. Somebody needs to give this girl a big ass bouquet of flowers because she carries matches so well and she does so great. Jade Cargill is just getting better and better with time. Bianca is timeless, no pun intended for Toni Storm, but she is absolutely like Bianca is definitely a leader in that women's locker room. Chelsea Green is the gift that keeps on giving. I just need 2025 to be the year of Chelsea. I really, really, really do. She's absolutely been killing it all year. And her and Piper Niven is something that I never thought that I would look forward to and need to see every week. Like, I really love them as a team, and they've grown on me a lot. What was the other tag?
Those Meta Girls.
Now listen. I've had my gripes with the Meta Girls down in NXT, but now that they're here, I'm just gonna sit back and eat my popcorn. I'm gonna shut up. Just keep giving me all of that. Continue what you're doing, Miss Legend, future women's champion, champion. Absolutely, hands down. And Jakara Jackson, she's on her way as well. I'm really, really proud of those girls and how far they've come. And they just fit right in. Is it me or is they just fit right into this roster and they fit right in with these girls? And having Lash Legend and a Jade Cargill face off, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started because that's going to be a championship match waiting to happen at a Mania somewhere down the line. But I absolutely loved this match. This was definitely my favorite match for the night.
Courtney?
That was a really good match by all 4 of these teams. I will say those girls really brought it. Io Sky giving that moonsault to all the ladies outside the ring. Is there anything that
Queen
girl
of War
can't
Games, Queen of Moonsaults.
Is there anything Io Sky can't do? Chelsea Green, she's just Chelsea Green. And I am making a bold prediction. I hope she gets Money in the Bank for 2025.
Ooh.
That's a bold one with it. That was a bold prediction. I would love for her to get Miss Money in the Bank 2025. And her and Piper are a really good tag team that a lot of people don't know, considering they are former champions. But they work so well with their chemistry. The Meta Girls, since I started watching NXT and some of their matches, and even when Lash Legend came on the roster with their match against Piper Niven, they're ready.
Putting them on notice. For sure.
That's the thing. And
there was a reason why she was one of the top in that combine for the North American title. Okay.
I love it. I love seeing the ladies from NXT show up on the roster saying we're here, we're ready to stay, and this will not be the end of all 4 ladies.
Dion.
Yeah, this made me feel great about like the women's tag team division. Like to see 4 teams in a match like this, I was like, this is how I want all my tag matches. Not 2 teams, give me all 4. Like every single time for a championship. That'd be fun to watch, especially if it's them. Bianca and Io, they're like soulmates, man. And they're like wrestling soulmates. They haven't had a bad match together, which is wild. Chelsea, a national treasure. I echo everything Courtney and Honey said. The Money in the Bank idea, Courtney, I am down for. I think she'd be super funny with that. She might not cash it in to win, though. That's my only thing because the comedy is there. The comedy is there. Right? But no, like this made me feel good about the women's tag team division. because it's been a little shaky here and there. But having Bianca and Jade established at that division, and then have 3 other teams in a match at Saudi, man, I won't say match of the night. It's my second favorite. That main event was a good one. But these women, they killed it in this one.
Yeah, I love knowing that my big 2 out of 3 is gonna retain the titles just a little longer. I'd love that.
TK, did you have anything you want to add to that?
Muted.
Muted.
Oh, we need a clip.
My dog was gangstering. But no, I think you guys said it all. I feel like I was surprised. I thought they were gonna drop, unfortunately, and I was gonna be sad about it, but I'm happy that they didn't. Which I'm now looking forward to all the smack talk that they're gonna be talking. The fact that they essentially beat 3 teams to remain. So yeah, I think the women's division, as everybody's talking about, has been doing amazing. And I think also too, it's going to take less time for women, but also like the whole, as far as wrestlers now, especially with the WWE ID and stuff like that, it's going to take less time for people to develop. So like you made mention of Liv Morgan, and we can even talk about Nia Jax. Like both at one point were just like, okay, we want them to win, but they're not quite there yet. And now we're now seeing for the people who watch them from NXT and all the stuff and all that, like even when like Nia Jax, when she was champion at one point, she couldn't talk to save her life. Now
she is. Now you can understand her clearly.
Like now, yeah. So it's just kind of like seeing that, but now I feel like everything they figured out the formula, and they have a nice farming system.
They found their
we're
rhythm.
we're gonna see a lot more wrestlers cook and quicker, which I'm looking forward to as well. So great match nonetheless.
So just to wrap up our conversation surrounding Crown Jewel, it is apparent that Crown Jewel has broken yet another record. It's a 28% viewership increase compared to last year, making it the most viewed WWE event ever from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And it was sold out from the Mohammed Abdu Arena in Riyadh. So congratulations to all things Crown Jewel. Now, I don't think this was on the run sheet, but I do think it's worthy of a conversation as we're talking about international events and international PLEs. Earlier, Courtney mentioned Backlash from Paris, and there was an interesting tweet that was dropped by one Dave Meltzer today. Dave Meltzer said that 2025 Backlash would be at the Tokyo Dome. And some people got very, very excited about it, only to find out, nope, not true at all.
Who's giving him this information? I'm glad it's all bad information. I'm glad it's all bad information.
He's getting it himself and calling it the source.
Yeah,
that's what he does.
That's pretty much what it is.
Professor said in the chat, Dave's going to Dave. I take anything that man says with a grain of salt.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what
especially
it is.
since WWE releases press releases.
Hello.
Yeah.
They have
and
a whole
he's not
press
in any of them.
Clearly he's not.
Because didn't they just release about like the Raws
numbers.
and SmackDowns are going to be? So I mean, come on, dummy.
Trust me, they would have made an announcement if Backlash is going to the Tokyo Dome. Believe me, they would have been the ones.
They
to
would
talk
definitely.
about it.
Oh yeah, they would make the official announcement. Official.
What if they're just feeding Dave like bad information? Like somebody who he thinks a source, they just feed him bad information. I hope that's the case.
Congratulations, Dave Meltzer. You are such a great source of information.
I tell you. As the
Right.
great Gorilla Monsoon would say, a source of misinformation. But
Not
that's
that comment.
hilarious.
That comment is wild.
Oh gosh. So since we mentioned Japan, today was a big event there in New Japan Pro Wrestling as they presented Power Struggle. A lot of things happened. We have new tag team champions over there, the new IWGP tag team champions, but a lot of people are talking about two big things. Number one, the return of Kenny Omega, who actually showed up in a New Japan ring to say that he is planning to make his return to New Japan on January 5th for Wrestle Dynasty, which certainly looks like it's going to be a joint card between New Japan and AEW immediately following Wrestle Kingdom on January the 4th. But then at the end of the world title match today between Zack Sabre Jr. and Shingo Takagi, who should show up but Ricochet? Ricochet is now showed up and he wants to make his presence known for the IWGP World Championship. And he has laid down the challenge for Wrestle Dynasty on January the 5th to take on Zack Sabre Jr. or whoever the IWGP World Champion is on that date. What are your thoughts first on Ricochet finding interest in this world title match? And then we'll get to this joint card. But first, let's talk about Ricochet challenging for the IWGP World Championship. What are your thoughts on this? TK, we'll start with you.
I mean, good on him. We interviewed him, I want to say on SummerSlam, maybe 2 SummerSlams ago. And, you know, and we've kind of talked on and off for years, you know, him from his Lucha Underground days and him doing so many amazing things then. WWE, it was good and then it wasn't good, then it was good and they just didn't have anything for him. And the fact that he's doing the contract with AEW and the fact that he can do different promotions and essentially kind of make the rounds and see him and have some of those dream matches that we wouldn't necessarily see in WWE, I'm for it. And if you actually look at the post that I forgot what news organization posted it, his fiance was for it too. All in the comments. So you know, whatever makes him happy, I'm down.
Dion?
Yes, echo everything TK said, because this is one of those constraints that you have with WWE, right? You wrestle in the WWE, and if there's anything outside, it's sort of approved by them. This gives them a chance to go out and venture other places, and you know, even grow and go out there and just work whoever you want. So I don't know. I'm anxious to sort of see this relationship with AEW, because I'm looking at him and Kenny. I was like, hey, AEW needs y'all on like Wednesday nights, man, like, or Tuesday nights. Like, why are we over here? But no, I think, like I said, it's his ability to sort of, you know, create his own story. I know we use that word a lot, but it's giving him a chance to do that. So I'm down for it. If it makes him happy, even better.
So let me ask this question, Courtney, and I'll start with you. It's very clear that Wrestle Dynasty is going to be a joint card between New Japan and AEW on January the 5th, following, of course, the biggest night of the year for New Japan, that being Wrestle Kingdom. What do you think this card does in the face of what has been the annual joint tradition for New Japan and AEW, that being Forbidden Door?
I think this is going to be a really opportunity for them to straighten up their partnership between New Japan and AEW, because this is a really great opportunity to start out the year, because AEW doesn't have their pay-per-view till March of Revolution. So this is a really great opportunity, and possibly get some dream matches, not just in the men's division, women's division, tag team division, also putting in the international championship with Takeshita, putting him in some dream matches as well. So this is a good opportunity for them to play along a little bit and really kind of take a up notch on that partnership, because we saw it with Ricochet attacking Zack Sabre Jr. So this is a really big opportunity. And also a good way to kick off 2025 with the new year. So I'm definitely all in on seeing all these dream matches that we didn't think we would see in years. I'm in for it.
Well, I'm in because the councilman is in. He just kind of appeared. Say his name and he appears.
Yeah.
I believe in the councilman. Councilman, the question on the floor right now. By the way, I'm sorry. How rude of me. Happy birthday, councilman.
Same, yeah, man.
Yay!
It's not
Happy
really a
belated.
councilman. This is TK with a councilman wig on. That's why changed the whole scene, everything. Just
Playing.
swapped out.
Okay, so okay, TK.
Let me get all the hair. There we go.
Not the hair to the side.
Oh God!
Put some product back here.
Yes, push the product. Yes.
I don't have a dog. I don't know what
God, I'm weak. So the question is, well, no, let me ask Honey first. Honey, your thoughts on Wrestle Dynasty, and does this do anything perhaps to enhance Forbidden Door down the road? Do we need Forbidden Door in light of this? What are your thoughts? Or wait, and the third part of that, does New Japan actually get a fair shake on this one since this is happening in Tokyo?
I mean, we've worried many times about how they handle the partnership with New Japan and how they don't highlight enough of their stars, or AEW doesn't push them enough. We've talked about that extensively here on the show, but I think that they have a chance to be able to rekindle that and fix that with Ricochet, because he does have a star quality to him, and we know he's had plenty of history with New Japan Pro Wrestling from 2013 to 2017. I think this is one of those situations where you have, like, say if you like a bird spreading his wings. He went out, branched out to different opportunities, made it to WWE. They didn't have anything for him. Fast forward, he's back in New Japan, and New Japan is somewhere where he's had numerous success. So this is pretty much Ricochet going back there to pretty much just put them on notice and be able to help make other stars, because one thing we know about Ricochet is he can hold down a good match if he really wanted to. Do I think they need? I mean, listen, considering everything that we've known AEW to go through this year, they need as much as they can get, especially if they're going to continue to compete with WWE, or if they're going to continue to try to promote themselves as the established promotion. AEW, Tony Khan has to work on a lot with his strategies. Hopefully he's found better strategies as the weeks have progressed, but only time will tell. And how and pretty much the time that they have up until January. You said this event's happening in January.
January 5th.
January 5th, yeah, which is right around the corner. So you're gonna have to have a lot of build up to gear towards that, to pretty much be able to have a successful show. And if you're making this your Rumble season, you better gear it up. And Ricochet would be a good start, though.
So I think it'll be interesting. For one, Wrestle Kingdom is January 4th every year. For Wrestle Kingdom, it's their Mania, and kind of what happens the day after is like their day after Mania. This year it's Wrestle Dynasty. And so it's a great way to kick off the year. Now, here's what's really interesting to me. We know that the Young Bucks will be a part of this. We know that Kenny Omega will be a part. We now know that Ricochet will be a part. I don't believe that AEW is going to send over their entire roster. And the reason why is January the 5th is also a Wednesday. So they're going to need some people to stay local for Dynamite that night. And I don't think, I'm sure they probably could pull it off to have someone fly from Tokyo over to wherever they are in the States, but that's going to be a really long flight. to try to get there
Yeah.
for that show that night. So I think it'll be interesting to watch, but I think for AEW, they'll likely have people who were connected to New Japan, and there are quite a few in their organization. So the good thing for this event is because it is centered in Tokyo, it'll heavily be built off of what has happened at Wrestle Kingdom and with the New Japan squad. So it won't necessarily be, I think, as AEW dependent, perhaps, as Forbidden Door will be, but we'll see. I think though that will be quite interesting. But congratulations to Ricochet. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I think him and Zack Sabre Jr. is going to make for an amazing match.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Amazing
That match is
match.
gonna hit.
So can't wait to see that. Congratulations are in order and love is in the air. And I think there are probably a handful, more than a handful of disappointed people at this piece of news. Sorry, guys. I don't know if the OnlyFans or whatever it was she was doing is going away, but Mandy Rose is off the market, ladies and gentlemen. Mandy Rose officially got married over the weekend, and you know it's official when it's covered by People magazine.
I honestly thought you were going to tie this in with the councilman's birthday, and I was like, what big news did I miss where it was official? I was like,
well, we wished him a happy birthday. We definitely did.
I thought it was like, I was like, wait, what? Like, is there a baby on the way? He's off the market. I didn't know he was on the market. This is so many things.
Jesus.
Councilman, did you hear that? Councilman, well, hold up. Councilman, did you hear that? She put a baby in your world. Did you hear that?
No, all I heard was 412. That's all I heard.
416.
416. That's all I heard. 416. All I saw was 3 numbers on my computer when I heard
yeah.
416.
416.
From Mandy Rose to Mrs. Saccomanno.
Yeah.
That is so Italian. So Italian.
He used to wrestle, right? He was
NXT, right? Tino
Yeah.
Sabatelli. They met in NXT. So congratulations.
I love
Actually wasn't a bad tag team either. That was a pretty
I thought it was okay.
Yeah. So congratulations to them. They were married over the weekend in East Brunswick, New Jersey. Some of their fellow WWE superstars were
I wasn't
present.
invited.
So
I know.
I didn't get.
By the way, that OnlyFans is not shutting down because she got married.
I'm sure
she's a millionaire off for that.
Just so y'all know, that OnlyFans is not shutting down.
She has made quite the bit of money from that. So least. Let me ask this a question. We know that coming up this Wednesday night, of course, the NXT is coming. NXT is coming from the 2300 Arena, aka the ECW Arena. Lots of interesting news is coming out there. There is a promo video from Dawn Marie talking about the upcoming match between the hardcore match with Lola Vice, Jada Parker. Wow.
Hilarious.
Oh man,
Rip that band-aid off, Cindy.
Insane elbow drop. Woo.
Insane in all caps.
Brandy, you just gonna let her say that like that about your company?
I was gonna say something, but I was gonna wait. But I don't know. You may have to talk to Bossman Tony about that because he's got a lot of money. Don't think he's gonna give that up.
Wow.
For the right price.
It's right price, yeah.
That was stunning. Wow. Okay.
I'm here for it. I love it.
Yeah. Right.
We're talking about this Wednesday.
NXT 2300. A reminder that there will be no NXT tomorrow night. Instead, it will move to Wednesday night. We'll obviously have our preview on Wednesday. But an interesting piece of news has dropped as the general manager, since someone mentioned Tony Khan, the general manager, Ava, has an announcement. Now, we don't hear that very often from an NXT general manager. It's very rare. So let's take a few minutes and pontificate and figure out who or what is the announcement coming from Ava at the 2300 Arena for NXT this Wednesday. Courtney, I know you are accustomed to these announcements from general managers. I'm curious, what do you believe is the announcement coming from Ava?
I think for this one, I feel like she's gonna have a special guest referee for that 10 women tag match. I have a feeling to handle. That's what I kind of have a feeling on. It's either a guest referee, not just for the tag match, but for a specific match, or somebody's making a return to the ECW battleground.
Okay.
So you think versus Sandman.
So you think it is
on the video game.
So you said it's either a referee for the 10-woman tag or someone returning to the ECW arena.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a guess.
I'm going to give you a guess. I totally think I know why Courtney made those announcement picks. She is accustomed again to the AEW kind of announcements. That does feel like an AEW kind of announcement. It does. Now, maybe that will be what this is. I don't know. But the mayor might have something to say about that. Mayor, how are you, sir?
Oh, well, hello, sir.
Doing great. I'm sorry I'm late, guys.
No, this just turned into Hollywood Squares, and I think I like it. I think, yeah. Exactly what it turned into.
With the Shady Bunch.
I love it. So said, in case you have not heard, Ava has made an announcement that there will be an announcement, a big announcement coming from her this Wednesday. We're trying to figure out what it is. Courtney thinks it could either be a referee for the 10-woman tag or perhaps some legend returning to the ECW arena. What do you think this announcement will be?
I don't think it has anything to do exactly with the show on Wednesday itself. I think it'll have something to do with the next number one contenders for the women's title and the men's. Like, I think we're around deadline season. So I think we'll start seeing like those participants get announced for the deadline match if we do that again this fall.
I'm sorry, Cindy just keeps wearing me out here. At this rate, we're going to get to see what
I just got that.
Like, wow.
Only today.
Wow.
And it's only Monday. It's only Monday.
It's only Monday.
Wow. It's only Monday. It's only Monday.
But she was also asking, so you can prep after we talk about this. She was asking if there's going to be a Raw show. So after we discuss this topic, said, I guess maybe you might have an announcement.
There will not be a Raw show tonight. I think you know very well why, TK.
Why? Why won't there be a Raw show?
All right.
What is happening?
What's going on here? What's going
very
on?
awkward.
Why wouldn't there be a Raw
An
show?
awkward shoulder thrust going on right now, fellas. Ladies.
Why won't there be a Raw show?
I did a count.
Mayor?
I did a count. I did a count if it helps anyone. I think there were exactly 416 shoulder thrusts.
Shoulder thrust?
Wow.
116.
Oh my goodness.
I am so done. I cannot.
Wow.
Professor, you're not.
Shady professor.
Dion.
It said it's referring to what he said last week. I told you need to check your account because it might have been in the negative, but it was sent. So
wow.
Just saying.
Wow.
I'm sorry we all can't be TK in this economy and be in the positive.
Well, that's why I work 4 or 5 jobs.
And since Dave Meltzer can just make shit up, I just want to also announce the Elimination Chamber is going to be in Kenya, Africa next year. I don't know if y'all heard, but that's breaking news. Since we can just say shit now, and don't nobody sue this man for lying. I'm gonna just start saying random shit. Just throw a page out.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow. This is great.
I mean, you can say anything and you'll find a group of people somewhere that'll believe it.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
pretty much.
The world we live in.
Dion,
But-
what do you think the announcement will be Wednesday night?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they made a lot of announcements of who's returning. I was trying to think about who else from ECW, like a legend, who could return and sort of do anything, make an impact, or maybe even still go. RVD is going to be there, and I don't know. I don't know why my mind went to like a hardcore title, but I doubt that it's that. But I would love if that was that.
Oh, that would be
So-
sick.
So that's where I landed. The possibilities of it happening are probably slim, but it's got to be something worth like an impact, I guess. Like worth an announcement. I hope.
I feel like it could be like I feel like we can get to like a classic season. I don't know, like Mae Young Classic, something kind of tournament or tag team classic. Like I feel like we need that right now. Like we need something to up the ante a bit. Because, like we said, we've been seeing a lot of good tag teams in the division in NXT now. Like, where they at? Let's bring them through. Or, the women's or something. Like, I feel like it's like a tournament of some sort.
Have they had a women's Dusty before?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
but y'all not smelling it though. Y'all don't smell what she gonna announce.
Why? What do you think?
Why?
We going to War Games. I don't think that 10 women match is gonna have an ending. And I think Abel's gonna announce War Games.
Makes sense.
And you already got your first War Games team right there.
Yeah, that is true.
That way you don't have to worry about
NXT War Games,
all
as
of them
well
in
as
the spotlight
WWE.
right now. I think we're gonna get an NXT War Games.
Wow.
If William Regal doesn't say War Games for the main roster, that's fine. That's fine, because I'll take it for NXT, and then give me Paul Heyman to say War Games for the main roster. Wait, boss lady, you muted.
Oh boy,
boss lady's muted.
What did you do to Sindel said? Because every time I come on, she is crucifying me.
It was all about that comment where he said that Asuka's backhand was worse than Lola Vice's.
Yeah,
I
he
still haven't
said
been
Lola
proven
Vice.
wrong by that, by the way, if I'm being honest.
She ain't been back for that to not be proven. Asuka is not here right now.
Wow.
Hey, that's semantics. But I mean, I know one person's
Go
backhand.
back and
is
watch
actually-
it. Go
actually
back and
one
watch
fight.
it. Go on Peacock and watch them.
Ooh, all right.
Ever since then, Sindel has been
massacred.
like the from Kill Bill. She has been on it.
She don't play. I'm not ever gonna mess with Sindel.
Not ever.
That's the homie. As far as I'm concerned, that's the homie.
Right? The two you don't mess with, her or the professor. Because that MD 199 ain't came back again.
Oh yeah, he has not. I noticed that.
He ain't stepped in here ever since.
A pipe to the gut and a stiff punch to the face, man. That was never to be seen again.
I'm so dead.
Wow.
That's why we call him Teflon G.
Wow. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. So, so one other interesting statement. Mercedes Moné. Now, okay. So she recently made a statement, and this particular statement is that in her mind, AEW has the talent necessary for an all-women's weekly show. And she was on the Battleground podcast, where then she followed that by saying that we have the best women's wrestling. Now, she said you could do a show with Willow and Mariah May and Toni Storm and Serena Deeb and Chris Statlander and Camille. She said there's definitely an opportunity to have an all-women's show every week, and we have the best women's wrestling. Now, given what we see in TNA, given what we see in NXT, given what we see on Raw and SmackDown, is it a fair assessment to say that AEW could do a weekly women's show, and B, that they have the best women's wrestling in the business? Courtney, let's start with you, since you are a fan of all things AEW.
You know, I'm gonna have to
Oh,
go
put the glasses
Cassidy
on?
for the. I have to go Courtney Cassidy on this one.
Oh,
Courtney
oh, they're in trouble now, y'all.
Oh boy, Mercedes.
Read her.
Mercedes. Now, I will say she did put a point in there. I wouldn't have a problem with having a weekly for the women because, one, I mean, you have that deal with TNT, TBS, and True TV. Like, you already have that deal locked in. I don't see why you can't take advantage of it, number one. Number two, you say that AEW has the best women's division. I will say this. So far, I've only seen one match on Dynamite by the ladies. Mostly your women's matches, you have 2 or 3 on Rampage and Collision. And number 3, you need to start defending your TBS title, Missy, because there's a lady that wants to fight you and she beat the crap out of your brick house, and that's Chris Statlander. So and I'm just saying this, for you to say that, I would like for you to appear on TV and actually be in action. Doesn't have to be on Dynamite. Could be on Rampage. Could be on Collision. Could be on any of the weeks. But I can see that somewhere down the line. But it is possible. You have a ladies roster. You have so many avenues that you could do it on, and it doesn't always have to be centered on the women's title. It doesn't have to be on the TBS. You can create storylines within your roster. Utilize it, use it, and we'll go from there. And also, Chris Statlander's coming for your belt at Full Gear. She's coming.
She said what she said. Now,
man,
is it me or does it seem like Mercedes is just does a whole lot of this and not enough of wrestling? Is it just me? Am I being too? If you're gonna brag about having the best women's wrestling roster, then you need to be a women's wrestler, not just an appearance or two with everybody chanting CEO and you just standing there in your wag ass costumes.
Oh my.
Just saying. And the CEO thing gets repetitive, when you're not actually being the boss. Because at least when we had our tribal chief as the champion, at least he was still a defending champion and was there every week doing stuff. He made you sick of him, yes, but you ain't even wrestling, girl. How do you know what kind of roster you got? Girl, bye. This is why you are the 4th best horsewoman.
Now 100% will agree on that part. To answer the A question,
the tiny mic,
yes. My Howard Finkel mic, but yes,
my Howard Finkel mic. Oh, that's his name. Howard Finkel, the mic. We named the mic Howard Finkel.
Howard Finkel, the mic. I would definitely not mind seeing a wrestling show with all women. I think that there is strong enough to where you could work something. You could, but it would just have to. You need a creative to do it, and since y'all don't have that, that's the only reason why I don't know if it would work. But I think off the talent alone, I think you do have something that you could build and start something great. Especially also since they do have that connection with Japan, so like Stardom and all of them could also participate as well, to where it could to build something pretty good.
You have a better shot at making NXT or a weekly women's show.
But now, ma'am. That was the one where I agree with you. But man, to say you got the best women's division You must be high outside your mind. All right. Not in all my days of AEW did I see what I saw last Tuesday. Okay. And ma'am, all the moments that have happened with your women does not involve you. You need to check yourself, Missy. Is what you need to do. No, what simply this is really what you need to do.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
Oh my God.
Take it, Dion. If you can smell what your councilman is cooking.
All I will say is the last thing AEW needs is another show. And I'll leave it there. That's the last thing they need.
Okay, so all jokes aside, because at one time Professor and I were covering ROH, and I think that ROH actually had a really deep roster of women's matches. So as far as roster wise, I feel like, yeah, they could definitely do a women's show, but maybe how she presented it wasn't the best thing. Professor's face. Maybe how she presented it wasn't the best thing, but I think back to when was it Becky Lynch or was it Bailey when they were really campaigning for tag team titles at one point? Maybe she's putting it out there in the public so that the fake TK would actually take it into consideration. So it's possible. As far as it being the best roster, I mean, everybody's it's her opinion. So I guess we'll leave it at that.
Maybe we should take a break. The professor needs to breathe.
Cindy, HBK already booked that show. It's called NXT.
I think everybody's missing the mark here.
It's called NXT.
Oh boy, he speaks.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't get to speak about his client. That's right.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna wait till last. I was gonna let everybody get their rocks off. Once again, we're missing the mark here. I have no problem with the best women's wrestler advocating for her show. We're missing the mark by by Mercedes pretty much being the biggest advocate for women's wrestling, as she always has been. She's pretty much virtue signaling to her boss, the rest of the talent they are capable of doing this so they can actually get a chance. It's not the women's roster's fault that they're not showcased. We've seen this number of time again. No matter which women come on the show, there's usually 1-2 matches that are prominent when you have all these other storylines. It's really her putting this in the atmosphere so people can clamor for it, advocate for it, and demand it so TK can actually do something about it. There's nothing wrong with what she's saying at all. Now, adding another show, that would be tough because they have so many shows. I would think that they would need to actually just have, they do so many like Wednesday night specials, Saturday specials. I think they should start there and do like an all women's collision or something like that first, just to see how it can spiral from there. Yeah. Build the demand and then continue to level up on top of that. But do they have the depth of roster for it with like all the relationships they have? Absolutely. It can absolutely be done. It's not a matter of like if, it's just more so when. And since she's the biggest paid star, yelling from the top of the mountaintops that she wants this, more people should follow behind her and say like, yeah, we're down. And then you'll start to see the change on the product.
Is that what she did in WWE? Is that what she did in WWE? Did she do that?
She made those tag team titles relevant.
Did she?
Yep.
No, but like when she was putting women's wrestling on the forefront in NXT, with her and Bailey and doing Takeover Brooklyn and everything like that, which changed the landscape of NXT. She's not really doing that the same way she did. What is happening right now?
To be fair,
what happened to the background?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that.
Oh Lord. Okay.
But to be fair though, that could also be like the catalyst that could move AEW into the right direction. Because if you give a chance for those women to be spotlighted, I think you may start seeing like that be the incubator of like the formula you would need for AEW in general. Hopefully. If that would happen. I feel like nobody wants this to happen.
I want it to happen. I think maybe it's just how she's going about it. I think that's the issue that several people who have known her as Sasha Banks. It's such a I don't even know what the words are as far as her transition to AEW, but she seems like a totally different person, maybe in a good or a bad way. I don't know what she's like in the locker room, but this is not the first statement that she's kind of made where people are like, okay, if she just said, I'm advocating for women's wrestling, and I believe that, we have enough of a roster at AEW and ROH that we can have a show, I think people would get behind it. I would definitely get behind it.
Of course.
I think it's just how she positioned, how she said it. And it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like, you're getting caught up in how she's presenting it versus what she's saying.
Of course it's easy for you to say when you're the top attraction and the highest paid superstar, and all people do is come out and say CEO, and you're not even defending your title weekly.
You know what? Mercedes reminds me when she talks a little Boosie. Sometimes little Boosie say some real stuff. Then say something stupid. And you be like, and then take away the smart thing you said, because you just said this. That just is, and that's what's gonna go viral. And it's like he don't know that. So all the real stuff you just said now is trumped by the dumb thing you just said.
CE no.
Yo, the day they start chanting that though, I'ma laugh my ass off.
They should do it just to do it. No.
Oh, Professor, do you have any thoughts?
I don't think he has any words. That video messed him up. That final boss video.
Oh, did you never see that before?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
We're gonna blame Seth on this one.
Oh yeah, anything goes wrong, you always blame Seth. I thought that was the main thing.
Wow.
All right. Well, given the fact that we're just dumbfounded, I don't know, Professor, if you have anything else to say about that. Is there anything else that we want to talk about?
Raw is happening in 30 minutes.
And there's not a show that's happening. So maybe we give a quick breakdown before we get out of here, because the mayor supposedly didn't get his check, but the check did happen. But he has to talk to all the baby mamas and the women in the street that he owes money to.
We talked about cash last week, but yeah.
No, we don't do cash. I'm a businesswoman.
That's about to pound the streets.
Yeah, putting children on my name with an election tomorrow is insane.
Well, Raw is happening tonight. Apparently,
let's get to Raw. Raw's going to be in Saudi Arabia.
There's a tag team match happening. No, excuse me. No, not a tag team match. There's two matches that are listed: Dirty Dom versus Damian Priest, and Sheamus versus Seth Rollins. Oh no, wait a minute. This is the
fact that Dion in the middle of November is wrong. Himself is hilarious to me. We're in the middle. He's just like.
No. So my bad. No, that's a fatal 4-way. Excuse me.
Are we whispering? What happened?
That's like,
what's happening? Why are everybody snickering? What is going on?
I don't know what's happening. All I heard was Sheamus and Seth Rollins, and then it's a fatal 4-way. Then I heard something about shifting on OnlyFans, and that's Cedric's day job. That's all the words I heard.
Hold on. What are we doing?
I don't know what's happening right now.
I don't know what's happening either. I'm just trying to let everybody know Raw's happening in 30 minutes, and we got a fatal 4-way.
Yeah. My pick is Dirty Dom to come out with that win.
Let's go, Dirty Dom. I'm here for it too. Actually,
I want to see it.
Is this for a number one contendership match?
Number one contendership for the World Heavyweight Championship. So winner goes at Gunther.
I would love to see
we'll also get some fallout with Sami Zayn and the Usos, as well as Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable tonight.
Oh, that could be fun.
I think that'll be a good match.
I think all that. I want to see what happened to the Miz. Screw all that.
And also, And also, I think there's a battle royal tonight to determine who's Liv Morgan's next contender.
Ooh. Which means there'll be more to follow suit. Hence, maybe Cody's title, since they have the Fatal 4-Way for Gunther.
Maybe on SmackDown, yeah.
Those are the only matches advertised. They don't have anything for the women's that I could think of, but I'm sure we'll see something with Liv Morgan, maybe even Tiffy time. Which I have some questions for you, Councilman. What's the deal with Tiffy time and Queen Nia? Because you said there was nothing, and then something almost happened. Like I don't know what to believe.
Oh, listen, my client understands that TV time is necessary. So let's not get distracted with what was happening. Let's be, focused on the fact of she was on TV. She wasn't supposed to be out there, and she was out there. Music played. She got her minutes and minutes. She got her check. That's all that is right there. You see, y'all just getting all distracted by what? Cause what really happened when you saw it? She came out there, might have cashed in. Nia said no. And if you had $1 million sitting in your hands and you could make another 10, would you not be tempted to go back? That's all I'm saying. So I don't think that this whole friction thing between them. I don't see what y'all seeing, but I don't like that this allegedness of that there's friction between the tribal queen and the princess. Each week we get on here on WWT Live. And Tiffy is shown.
I mean, then why come out and almost cash in? I'm just saying.
Well, if you get a chance to go pervade your new house and there's a pool out there, are you not gonna dip your toe in to see if the water's fine? Are you gonna wait till you move in and then put your feet in the pool?
Are you just
like
analogies, man? Like
is that what we doing?
How we misbehaving with the parents?
I don't even know what's going on.
And while all this is happening, there's a war going on over in the chat that I'm just watching.
I saw it too.
I'm just watching because I think they've got it over there. I'm not even gonna.
If Dom was to win tonight, who do you guys think he pins? Who takes the
what's that?
If Dom was to sneak one over tonight, who do you guys think he pins? Seth, Damian, or Sheamus?
Sheamus.
Really?
Yeah. I think Bronson is gonna take Seth out of the match, and they're gonna do that whole fighting around the arena thing. So he'll be out.
Or he rolls up Damian again, like he did last week.
Yeah, he might. So yeah, I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with Damian.
I would say Damian would be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because then because Sheamus still got his thing with Ludwig, so I think Ludwig might also interfere.
Yeah, man, you gotta go with the Latino cheat.
Yeah, I would love to see him versus.
Follow the heat.
And y'all still rolling with Mick Foley Jr. after what he done done?
I'm not.
That's the guy, right?
Kevin Owens, yeah.
Y'all still rooting for that man?
Well, we have less than 30 minutes until Raw, so let's find out how you all can find us on these great social streets. Courtney.
They can always find me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WWT Live. I believe Wednesday is a Wednesday Night Wars. I mean, is it gonna happen
within the fam?
We'll figure it out.
I mean, we know who won already, so not to toot my own horn.
Continue. What else? What else? How else can they follow you?
Yeah, Courtney? They can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram on @CourtneyNJ11. And I do have an announcement, but I'm gonna save it for Friday.
More announcements.
All of these announcements. All right, Dion.
Yeah, I'm over on TikTok and Instagram at All Star Fandom Show. Over on YouTube as well, All Star Fandom. Some other things coming out this week. I see Ronell's whilst I haven't seen Quit Whilst You're Ahead, sir. But no, that made me laugh. Sorry. All Star Fandom Show on TikTok and Instagram over here on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So yeah, just again, like I keep saying, just trying to finish my story.
With that said, Councilman, since we know he loves stories to be finished.
Right. Loves those fables, man. You can find me at Wednesday Night Pharaoh on all social medias and on YouTube and Twitch. And I cannot wait for this Wednesday Night War because NXT is gonna be something. It's gonna be something.
It's gonna be so good.
Yes.
Said.
I don't want your follows this week. It's been enough being scolded for the past 30, 45 minutes. I will say, I did have an announcement to make. I got a chance to hang out with the Pereziacs in Strattonville this past weekend, and it was a stellar time, I will say. That's the reason why there will be no Raw post show today. I'm still recovering from that. I will say that the councilman does have a very nice town. There's a Shake Shack on every corner. The roads are made of cobblestone. It's very clean over there. And I will also say, I did promise the good people at WWT Universe that there would be a debate by November 5th. That is not going to happen because this is me formally conceding that debate.
This is actually a code conceding. We have come to decide that it's better to come together as the
Oh, bullshit! No.
Because in 2025,
no,
is bullshit.
Cody robbing me of my main event. Now I got y'all robbing me of the debate of the year.
Game recognized game. Strattonville is well put together. I can take some notes, so
I'm upset.
Formal concession there,
Wow.
All right. JD,
I didn't see that one coming. Jeez. I didn't see that one coming. Honey.
That might as well, JD. That might as well be the finger poke of death. Jesus. You know what?
Nothing will top that. Nothing.
Y'all didn't see the roads. Y'all didn't see the roads that I saw. I mean, maybe you should visit.
Anyway, you can find.
You could have definitely found out about it.
You can follow me at my roads on all things Wrestling with Honey.
Oh, I know what happened.
Oh boy, Wrestling with Honey on the socials: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Wrestling with Honey podcast. I'm here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and I just got robbed of the great debate. I'm upset.
I know exactly
this has
what
totally
happened.
ended my night in the worst way.
And I could say something, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone. Professor, you're the last one, right?
Well, you can find me at Bonnerfied across all of the social spaces. Another reminder for those who may have missed the announcement on Friday, you can now find my commentary in a brand new movie. The movie's called The Unbreakable Bunch, and it is available right now on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Apple TV Plus, Vimeo, and all of the cool spaces. So make sure you guys check that out. A lot of your favorite WCW stars are in that. So make sure you check that out. You can also check out my work at ashewrestling.com. We've got our next big show on December 7th. It is the 1-year anniversary as we crown our first ever Ashe Wrestling Men's Champion. From there, thank you, cousin. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I love it when the people support. Thank you. You can also check out my work with All Caribbean Wrestling at allcaribbeanwrestling.com and on the YouTube channel. Also, check me out on the Nightmare Factory, the WWE ID minted Nightmare Factory. Check out that work there on the YouTube channel. Also, my work with Southern Honor, IWE. That's all on IWTV. A lot of content's out there, guys. So check it out. And I have some more content dropping this week. So be on the lookout for that.
Wow, it's been a very entertaining show. I guess I'm glad to see that we are all getting along.
Well, and one more very important thing, if you've not already done that, make sure you get out and vote tomorrow. Those who have voted early, kudos to you. If you have not, tomorrow is the day. Let your voice be heard. And while we like the clicks, don't come up on here if you haven't voted. Thanks.
All right. With that being said,
I mean that though.
That was very stern. That was stern.
That was a
without
threat.
even sounding too
Yeah.
stern.
No, that was a threat.
I mean that.
No, that was a
All right,
promise.
then. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. You can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. Make sure you follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms. Shout out if you, like I said, there's different places that you can see us. One of them is Millions. So shout out to Millions for adding us to their roster. But also shout out to our main sponsor, ACW. Some big things are happening for 2025 that you definitely want to keep it locked in. Shout out to Cassandra Golden for being the champion for over a year and so many things. We're actually going to be dropping an interview with her next week that you can check out. With that being said, thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao, y'all.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www.talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit. Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.